Germany's opposition CDU leader Friedrich Merz visits Kyiv to reaffirm support for Ukraine.
Relief mixed with caution as world leaders react to the downfall of Syria's President Bashar al-Assad.
This is what the streets of Damascus looked like on Sunday. No movement, no business, lifeless almost, the calm after the storm. That's because Syria's rebel forces imposed a curfew on the capital on the first day since overthrowing the country's longtime president Bashar al-Assad. The curfew is 13 hours long, starting from 4 p.m. local time through to 5 a.m. on Monday. It's a stark difference from the scenes of cheering and celebration that erupted after news broke of the end of Assad's reign. And Syrians, taking in a new reality, one that brought a sense of calmness to the streets of Damascus and an end to the fighting, were happy to oblige. They're hoping this newly found peace can last, and the leadership of the rebel coalition which overthrew Assad is echoing the same sentiment.
أن تبقى المظاهر المسلحة بهذا الشكل في الطرقات وضرب الرصاص وما إلى ذلك.
It's a new beginning for the country that's been under President Bashar al-Assad's rule for 24 years, and emotions are continuing to run high.
حلم إلا شوي، حلم إلا شوي، بده حدا ينقذه من الحلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والله فرحة لا توصف، فرحة لا توصف بالشعب، الحمد لله محبة بتقول ناطريننا من زمان يعني الحمد لله الشعب حتى نحررهم من رجس هالنظام هذا الحمد لله.
Abu Muhammad al-Gulani, leader of the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham militant group, has appointed ex-Prime Minister Mohammad Ghazi al-Jalali to oversee the transitional government. Al-Jalali served as Prime Minister under Assad and is tasked with ensuring state institutions and social services run uninterrupted until a permanent political solution is reached.
Syrians in Moscow gathered at the Syrian embassy on Monday to celebrate the toppling of President Bashar al-Assad and to host the opposition flag over the building. It comes as the Kremlin says Russia has given political asylum to Assad. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters that President Vladimir Putin personally made the decision. He added that Moscow is doing everything needed to ensure the security of its military bases in Syria and will hold discussions with the country's new authorities. Meanwhile, Israel's foreign minister said its forces struck suspected chemical weapon sites and long-range rockets in Syria.
The only interest we have is the security of Israel and its citizens. That's why we attacked strategic weapon systems, like, for example, remaining of chemical weapons or long-range missiles and rockets, in order that they will not fall in the hands of extremists.
The strikes came after Israeli forces seized a buffer zone in the occupied Golan Heights in Syria, violating a disengagement agreement dating back to 1974. SAR ensured that the move was temporary and for security reasons.
Leader of Germany's opposition center-right Christian Democratic Union (CDU), Friedrich Merz, has said his party stands firmly with Ukrainians. Merz, also the CDU's candidate for chancellor in Germany's upcoming February snap elections, said this on Monday as he arrived in Kyiv for a visit.
Ich freue mich sehr auf die erneute Begegnung mit dem Präsidenten und möchte im Laufe des Tages einfach erfahren, wie die Lage in der Ukraine ist und was wir tun können, um diesem geschundenen Land zu helfen, weiter sich gegen die russische Aggression zu verteidigen.
His visit follows that of German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to Kyiv last week. It also comes at a critical time with the trajectory of the Ukraine war still uncertain as Kyiv waits to know the plans of incoming US President Donald Trump. Ukraine is seeing a rise in talks with its European allies ahead of the Trump presidency.
Syrians across the world rejoiced the downfall of Assad's regime on Sunday. In Istanbul, people stormed the Syrian consulate, took down its flag, and waved the green Syrian independence flag claimed by opposition groups. Hundreds of Syrians in Germany also took to the streets in a Berlin neighborhood famous for its Arabic culture. Meanwhile, foreign leaders have called for an inclusive political transition. Turkey's foreign minister urged international actors to preserve Syria's territorial integrity. In a post on X, the EU's foreign chief, Kaja Kallas, said the EU's priority is to ensure security, vowing to work with all constructive partners in Syria and the region. Also on X, French President Emmanuel Macron paid tribute to the Syrian people, sending wishes for peace, freedom, and unity. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz wrote that religious communities and minorities must be protected now and in the future. Romania's far-right presidential candidate, Călin Georgescu, stood outside a closed polling station on Sunday in protest of the second round of the country's presidential election being cancelled. The country's top court made an unprecedented decision to annul the first round of the vote, following intelligence alleging Russian interference on social media to promote the so-called TikTok Messiah.
Acest vot a fost anulat și practic anulând democrația ni se anulează însăși libertatea noastră.
George Simeon, leader of the far-right Alliance for the Unity of Romanians, echoed Georgescu in denouncing the election's cancellation. After topping the polls in the first round, Georgescu was set to face the Liberal candidate Elena Lasconi on Sunday. New dates will be set to rerun the presidential vote from scratch.
At least 5 people have been killed after an explosion destroyed an apartment block in the western Dutch city of The Hague. Emergency services said 4 people have been rescued from the rubble and taken to hospital, but it's unclear how many people may still be trapped. Mayor Jon von Zanen said that the cause of the blast is unknown. Investigators say police are looking for a car seen driving away from the scene at speed just after the explosion. Authorities also said that 5 apartments were destroyed, while 40 neighbouring apartments have been evacuated. A specialised urban search and rescue team has been deployed to the scene with 4 dogs trained to find victims. The same team was previously used in Turkey after devastating twin earthquakes that struck the south in early 2023, killing at least 59,000 people.
Paris's iconic Notre-Dame Cathedral has risen from the ashes. The UNESCO World Heritage Site was closed to visitors and worshippers for 5 years to undergo intense restoration work after a fire broke out in 2019. The restoration timeline was hailed as a remarkable achievement for a structure that took nearly 2 centuries to build. The event was organized by French President Emmanuel Macron, who championed the restoration efforts. Some 1,500 dignitaries, including U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, U.S. First Lady Jill Biden, and Prince William of Britain's royal family attended the historic event. Macron expressed his gratitude to the courageous firefighters and first responders who braved the flames and saved the cathedral from total destruction. The French president also thanked the more than 2,000 personnel who worked tirelessly to restore the medieval structure back to its former glory.
Jacques Audiard's Emilia Perez has won big at the European Film Awards. The French director's genre-bending musical celebrated 5 wins, including Best Film, Best Director and Best Actress.
Emilia, eres. Emilia, eres. Emilia.
Emilia.
Eres. Emilia.
I love this award. Es impresionante, de verdad. Es que yo me he quedado como así como sin palabras y sin nada. No sabía ni lo que estaba diciendo yo. Que me perdone la gente que vea luego el discurso que he dado porque no sé ni lo que he dicho, de verdad.
¿Eres tú? Mingo.
Thank you so much.
Suleiman, Mouriandi.
Moi, j'ai besoin de sous. Demain, je te paye à 13h. C'est pour moi. Courage. Merci beaucoup. Vous voulez un coup de main? On va doucement.
Suleiman, c'est pas le 22 février, c'est le 19 février. Entretien, on donne 2 jours. À Dieu, on maîtrise l'histoire.
I was a little overwhelmed. I was scared I was going to show up crying, but I managed.
There's been triumphs, tributes, and Emilia Perez by Jacques Audiard has well and truly conquered Europe. The party will continue well beyond tonight, and who knows, maybe even to the Oscars next year. David Morricone, Euronews Culture, Lucerne, Switzerland.